Great, hello everyone. Here we are back for another Golf Clash tutorial here, Porthello Cove, hole 1. And the way that I play this one is going to be very similar, no matter what the wind is. So fortunately, in winds like this, we can do it with more of a layup, which will make things a little bit easier. I'm always going to go over towards the left, as you can see, kind of similarly to where my opponent's aiming. You could potentially, if you wanted to, pull out a berserker for winds like this and try to, go towards the green somewhat. But, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to play, a little bit better strategy and just try to hit it very similarly to where my opponent just did here. And just put it out in the middle of the play, middle of the fairway, and try to get, towards the top half as well. So let's see what I can do in terms of, my top spin. That looks like about 3 bars here. So if you want an estimation for your land zone, it's probably going to be about 20% or so. So I'm looking at about, 10 rings down. This is about 6. It'll probably get me in the ballpark of where I need, but I'm going to want to come off just a little bit and, just try to estimate that land zone, and nothing really different other than, just hitting a normal power shot. And let's just see how this rolls out. See if I get that. That's some pretty good rollout. That should be pretty good. Almost exactly where you're going to want. So, I feel like we're both pretty much in pretty solid position here. Oh, of course, we get straight downwind. So you can get a little bit in between clubs. On these tailwinds, we're going to use, what was I using? Was it minus 15% in the tournament? This should be very close to that tournament case. And I do believe it's about 15. I remember min club being maybe about 1.5. Let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, so that's about right. So we're at around 15% or so. Most people might tend to over-adjust this because they won't, account for that proper uphill factor of about, roughly 15%. Similarly, I'm going to play very close to this min number that you see. So whatever that number is going to pretty much dictate how many rings I go for the most part. I might go 7 rings, just kind of, estimate my slider just a little bit and kind of offset the guide just slightly as well. But for the most part, that's what I'm going to be looking at. Just being sure to straighten up this arrow. Since I'm not... I'm going to go just a tiny bit more. You can see that I went maybe 7.2 rings here. It's because I didn't drop down into that bunker. So if I was using the slider, for example, it looks pretty good. Oh, I can't believe I came up short. Let me just show you kind of where I was, about 7.2. So I was kind of using the slider, but in my head. I almost had that. Got a little unlucky not to get that one to drop because I did have the line. And usually when you have the line, you don't come up short, especially on a downwind scenario. I would have expected that one to roll out. So a little unlucky there, just a fraction of a millimeter harder. If I would have just, had one more click on my power, with where I was pulling back, it would have probably, dropped center cut there. But all in all, not a big deal. I'd kind of rather go to the shootout anyway so I can get through these tutorials faster for you guys. So I'm going to split these up and I'll catch you guys on the shootout.